Welcome to Coast. It's the offseason. Join us over the next month while we break down our top 50 MLB free agents this offseason.
Today, we'll be breaking down number 50 through 31 as we analyze and predict where we think the free agents will be going, how long they'll be signing for, and for what type of contracts. Let's get right into it. Number 50.
Number 50.
Out of respect, lack of respect, I don't know. We had to put Marcell Ozuna on this list for what he's done in his career, but neither of us really liked him as a guy moving forward. So,
no, we're both pretty low on Ozuna. It really seemed like he hit the decline last year, but let's get into it. I mean, who do you have Ozuna signing with?
I mean, I don't like him for more than 1 year. He may get a 2-year deal, but I kind of wanted to do something fun and throw him back with the Marlins where he started his career on a 1-year contract. I think it'd be kind of a fun why not signing.
Okay, I see that. I can see that. Marlins seem like a team that would take a leap of faith with Ozuna.
Yeah.
I took the Mariners. I have the Ozuna going to the Mariners for a 1-year deal, around $15 million. Mariners just seem like a team that was so close that they may take a chance on someone like this. Jorge Polanco might be leaving in free agency for them. They need a DH spot to be filled. There's not a lot of DH spots out there.
I like
so Ozuna might be a good option for the Mariners. We'll see how that works out for them. But I could see it happening.
Yeah.
So
I think that's more realistic. I think he does go to a contender because I think some teams will think he still has some pop in him.
Yeah, I think teams might be a little bit desperate trying to get back to that 30 home run type of player.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Both not fans of Ozuna. So let's get back into the list at number 49. Another player that we kind of went back and forth on whether we wanted on our list or not. We have Justin Verlander. Who do you have him going to?
I had fun with the bottom.
Of course,
20.
you have to.
I had
right?
fun.
You have to.
I was trying to think of a team that could be a contender because I don't think a contender will sign him. Kind of like last year when like the Giants, kind of one of those middle of the road teams, signed him. I went with the Royals for a 1-year deal because I think what do the Royals have to lose? But a team kind of like the Royals where they could be a contender, but they're not a top tier contender. But also, like, I don't think Verlander's going to the, White Sox.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I had Verlander going back to Houston. I have him signing with the Astros. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, like, he kind of fits the Astros right now. They're an aging team. They're trying to still be relevant. They're trying to still be a top contender. Verlander at the end of their rotation could be something that the Astros are looking for. 1-year deal, of course. Yeah. No one's going to sign him for more than 1 year. $15 million, just have him getting the same contract he did for the Giants. Verlander had a sneaky good year at the second half of the season last year. He pitched fantastic. Just a really rough start to the year. So a lot of teams might take a chance on Verlander just seeing that second half of the season, trusting him to be able to have a bounce-back year this year. I have the Astros signing Verlander.
That's fun.
A 1-year deal.
That's fun. I like it.
It's fun. Next on the list, number 48, we have Ponce.
Who?
Exactly. This guy went over, played some years in Japan. He also this last year went over to the Korean League and played in the KBO. he put up a monster year in Korea. He broke the record for most strikeouts by a long shot. He's now looking to come back over stateside. Who do you have him going with?
Well, given I just learned who he was about an hour and a half ago when you told me, I have him going to the Giants because that's where you told me he was predicted to go.
Because that's what I was saying.
But no, when you started telling me his story, it reminded me of Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly had a very similar story to this. He started his career in the Rays organization back in the early 2010s. He was not able to make a career in the MLB. He goes over to Korea for 4 years, comes back in his early 30s, and becomes a really solid, 2-3 pitcher for the D-backs. So I think that's kind of the ceiling here, but the chance of him, pulling off a Merrill Kelly, I don't know, to me isn't that high. So that's why we kind of threw him on the list, but kept him low.
The uncertainty definitely kept him low on our list, and it goes with what team he's going to sign with, the uncertainty. There's a lot of teams linked to him. I've seen rumors about the Brewers bringing him in, and they were the team who drafted him. There's rumors about the Nationals bringing him in. But there is a connection with the Giants. He is brother-in-law of George Kontos. Maybe you remember that name. He was a longtime relief pitcher for the San Francisco Giants. He does their pregame and postgame now for the organization. So there's a connection there. He may look to kind of keep that in the family ties. Giants need pitching in their starting rotation. It might be a guy to take a shot on. We don't have him signing a huge contract. I have him at 2 years, $20 million, 10 years per, or $10 million per year. I don't think that kills you if you're the Giants, and if he does pitch like he pitched in the KBO, hey, maybe you get a diamond in the rough here. But Cody Ponce, our number 48 player.
All right, moving on to 47, we have Willie Castro. Won't spend too much time on him here. He's on the list just because he's kind of a super utility guy.
Yeah.
I have him going to the Rays just because I don't know where else he would go.
That's such a good fit.
I think it's a good fit. Super utility, 1 year deal, very Rays-y.
It is a very Rays move.
Signing, yeah.
I don't like Willie Castro. I'm sorry, Willie Castro. I'm sure you're a great person. I just don't like you as a ball player. You're a below average hitter. You don't hit for power. I'm just not. I don't know. I wouldn't want you on my team. But with that being said, I have him going to a team that I see signing him, and that's the Los Angeles Angels. I could see the Angels inking him to a deal, slotting him into their number 2 spot, and him batting .220 for 2 years. So
it's a very Angels move.
It is. It is.
I like the fit.
Yeah.
In the grossest way possible.
Yeah. So, 2 years, around $15 million is how I have him signing for the Angels. So.
All right. Number 46, Sean Armstrong, had a really good year last year with Texas. This is a tricky one because he kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what type of deal he's going to get. I settled on like a 2-year, $16 million deal, and I thought the Giants maybe. Their bullpen got a bit depleted at the trade deadline this year, and he just kind of feels like a Giants guy. Ground ball pitcher, could pitch well in that big park. So I don't know.
I don't hate it. Giants need more end of rotation type of guys. Mm-hmm. So I just had him re-signing back with the Rangers.
Okay.
Rangers, I would think, would want to try to keep their bullpen strong.
Yeah, they need it.
Yeah. It seems like, they do need the help in their bullpen, and he was a good piece for them last year. Mm-hmm. He's not getting a lot of buzz. We put him on our list because we liked him, but he's not getting a lot of buzz around the league. So that's why I ended up going with the Rangers, just re-signing him. 2 years, $12 million is what I put. Yeah. You had him in that range. A lot of these contracts, at least for the first 20 free agents that we're going over today, I feel like are going to land in that kind of range. Mm-hmm. That 1 year, 2 years, up to $20 million. So I had Armstrong going back to the Rangers, which takes us to number 45, a player close to my heart, Yastrzemski.
Your guy.
My guy. Have a jersey of him hanging in my closet. I didn't buy it, but
we have. I was gonna say, why would you buy that?
It wasn't my
Free
choice.
Giveaway?
Yeah, no, it wasn't my
Gift?
choice. It was a gift. Yeah, it was a gift. But
interesting gift.
Yeah, Mike Yastrzemski. Where do you have him signing?
I kind of like, for you, he's like Willie Castro. I don't really like Yaz. He's older. I think this is going to be, like a White Sox signing. I have him going to the White Sox just for a year. I don't think he's going to go to a contender or even a mediocre team.
Yeah.
I had to throw one of the bottom of the barrel teams in here in the top 50 to sign somebody.
Okay.
So this kind of felt, Yaz kind of felt like a White Sox signing.
He gives off Mike Tauchman vibes.
Dude, I was gonna say that. Yeah.
He gives off Tauchman vibes.
And just comes out and has a year.
Yeah. I could easily see that happening for the White Sox. Yeah, I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I had Yaz signing with the Tampa Bay Rays. He kind of fits their mold as well as just someone who's like a solid defender and will do kind of just above the bare minimum on the offense, where you're like, he's kind of productive and he's a great, or I wouldn't say great, but he's a good defender and he's at least given us something on the offensive side. Right. So I had 2 years. I think he's going to sign anywhere between like the $9 to $10 million range per year.
Really?
So, I have him at 2 years, $18 million.
I feel like I'm going low on so many. I mean, I haven't said, how much I think everyone's going to make, but, every year the salaries are getting higher and higher.
Yeah.
And so it's just weird for me to say out loud, like, Yastrzemski, $9 million a year. Even 1 year, $9 million. Like, that's just crazy to me, but that's where we are. That's where we are in baseball right now. My guy, Kenley Jansen, number 44, still hucking the pill. Kenley, man, you're an animal. Future Hall of Famer, where do you have him going? This is one of my favorite ones.
So, Kenley has made it very clear he's chasing 500. So, you got to think, he's going to a team who's going to make him the closer. I just don't see a lot of teams out there signing Kenley Jansen. So, I have him return to the Angels. He re-signs with the Angels, 1 year, $9 million offer.
I got him with the A's.
That's a good one.
And he's going to look sexy in that uniform. He's going to look fresh.
That's a good
all
one.
The swag on that team. This is my favorite one. Kenley on the A's. I love it.
Wow.
Give him 30 more saves this year. They're going to play a lot of close games.
You know what's funny? No spoilers ahead, but I was thinking about Raciel Iglesias, and I wanted to put the A's so bad. Because that's another guy that I'm just like, I could see him signing with Oakland.
Yeah.
But Kenley Jansen on the A's, I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could see it. I don't know.
I mean, they have no other closer option, so I agree. I think it's going to be someone that doesn't have an option. Closer.
Yeah, I think he might be one of those last guys signed. Kind of like people are reporting in spring training and they sign him. Yeah. Type of player. So I don't know. I hope all the best for Jansen. I hope he gets that 500.
We love you, Kenley.
Yeah. Number 43, we have Nick Martinez, the starter slash bullpen slash long reliever slash anything you want him to be, he'll be there. Nick Martinez. Who do you have him going to?
I have him going to the Cubs.
Okay.
On a 2-year deal.
Okay.
I think the Cubs need pitching, and they've just approached pitching in a very kind of strange way in the past few years. Like, I mean, they got Imanaga. I think they need to get an elite arm. But just with all the injuries nowadays, I think Nick Martinez adds value, and a contending team is going to want that.
Yeah.
And so he just kind of strikes me as a Cubs kind of signing. You can toggle him back and forth as a starter, between the rotation and the pen. So, I mean, a lot of teams could use someone like this, but Cubs were just kind of the first one that jumped out at me.
Okay.
How about you?
Hear me out. I've wanted this for a long time.
Giants?
No.
Another boring player?
No. Nick Martinez going to the Dodgers. But hear me out, okay? Dodgers just went through a season where they had a plethora of starting pitchers.
That's interesting.
And they struggled through the regular season, keeping them healthy, keeping a rotation.
Yeah.
Nick Martinez is a guy that the Dodgers can sign. They don't care about money.
Right.
Nick Martinez is projected around $30 million for a 2-year deal. Dodgers don't care. They'll sign that guy as someone that they can have in their bullpen as a long relief, and when needed, he can slot into that starting rotation.
Yeah.
I talked about it at our trade deadline about Nick Martinez and how the Reds should trade him. And I love the Dodgers as a landing spot for him because of what value he can add to that team. So I have Martinez landing with the Dodgers. I think it's going to be another one of those late signings, but Dodgers have a great offseason and they just add more and throw on Nick Martinez into their pitching rotation.
Yeah.
So
I don't hate it. And if you're Nick Martinez, why not?
Right.
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
I think it's a good fit for both.
Everyone can use innings, and the Dodgers are the masters of buying innings. So.
Yep.
All right, moving down to 42. Zach Eflin. Where do you think he's going?
Zach Eflin's so weird. I think he's 40 years old every single season. I look at Zach Eflin, and he's like 31. It blew my mind seeing how young he actually is. With that being said, though, Cardinals. I have him going to the Cardinals on a 1-year prove-it deal. It seems like such a Cardinal fit of like this guy who's always been a kind of a middle rotation type player. And Cardinals take a chance on him, and he revives his career in St. Louis. And then probably next season they sign him for like a 7-year deal. That seems like the Cardinal way.
He's going to a Central team, whether it's the AL or NL Central. He's going to a Central team.
He's a Central player.
Yeah, he is. I had the Guardians.
Okay. Yeah.
So I just, just
kind of same scenario.
Exact same thing you just said, but
a lot of people
the
call
Guardians, like the AL Central.
Yeah, a lot of people call Cleveland the St. Louis of the North.
Yeah. And I've
never
heard one time
I've never heard anyone say that.
Fucking dumbass. But like he could go to the Royals. He could go he could go to the Tigers. Tigers probably aren't gonna go for someone like that. But I think like any Central team, I wouldn't be surprised if he went to Pirates, Reds, like
on both sides.
It's
100%.
Yeah,
agree with you.
All right, enough about Zach Eflin. Chris Bassett.
I guess.
Oh, you have more about Eflin.
I just had the contract I had him signing 1 year, $12 million. I didn't mention that.
Yeah,
I think that's about the range.
I wouldn't be surprised if he got 2 years.
I just don't think Eflin wants 2 years. At 31, do you want 2 years? Or would you rather have a good season and hit the market at 32?
Yeah.
Like every year you add on.
Yeah.
the less valuable you are. So I think it's going to be a 1-year deal.
Yeah, and he was injured most of this past year, so
yeah.
You're probably right. All right. Moving along.
Yeah, 41. This is one of my, I think, surprise higher contracts, but Chris Bassett, he's coming off a really, really good postseason. Really good postseason. He showed versatility, being a starter, being a bullpen arm, coming out of the bullpen. Where do you have Bassett landed?
I have Bassett going back to not the Oakland A's, but the Athletics.
Wow.
I don't think he's going to sign more than a 1-year deal. I mean, he's at the end of his career, maybe 2 years. But I feel like this might be a Luis Severino type signing where the A's like have to spend money and they just throw some money at a shitty old pitcher. Sorry, Chris Bassett, you've had a great career. I didn't mean to offend you there. That was more a jab at the A's. And I think the A's are going to do that one more year. I don't think they're ready to buy into their team and go for it. So I think they're going to kind of just throw money at a pitcher that they don't really think is worth what they're throwing at him just because the A's are going to have pressure from the league to spend.
I disagree.
All right. What
Completely.
do you want? 7-year deal? $146 million?
Of course. I think Bassett's going to go to a contender with how he performed in the postseason. This last postseason, I don't see why a contender wouldn't want to have that type of player on their team. So I have him going to the Yankees. 2-year deal, and I think he signs for $40 million.
Wow.
I think he signs for $20 million per year to be just a reliable arm for the Yankees.
We're so far apart on this one.
We are complete solar opposites.
Put an asterisk on this. Let me borrow your pen.
I just don't see how you could. I think he had 7 appearances through the postseason, and he posted a 1.01 ERA. I don't see how teams can look at that performance and go, yeah, we're good.
But it's the postseason, and he's old. He's a starter. He's been a starter his whole career. I just don't see how.
He's been a starter his whole career, but he's also been a reliable arm. Like, Bassett hasn't been out many seasons. Like, he deals with injuries every now and then, but he's 37 years old, sure, but he gives value to his team. He's out there on the bump. He's never going to be incredibly bad for your team.
He's going to be like a Charlie Morton type guy later in his career?
I don't think 2 years is that crazy. When you're talking about pitchers nowadays, signing Bassett to age 39, I don't think it's that crazy.
All right.
So
let's put an asterisk by this and revisit it.
We'll revisit it
in January, and maybe we'll make a little short about it. All right. That's your 41 through 50. And now we're going to move on to number
40. Yeah, Zach Littell is our number 40 free agent for this offseason. Chris, you were talking about the A's having pressure to sign a player. I like Zach Littell going to the A's.
I could see that. Yeah.
He's such a player that I don't think a lot of teams would have a lot of trust in him to just slot into your starting rotation. I think a lot of teams still have that iffy about him of he may just end up being a bullpen arm for you again. The A's are in that scenario where they can take a shot. They don't care.
Right. And
they're an up-and-coming team. Littell's still young enough where I don't think he's going to care about going to the A's, whereas we were talking about earlier with Chris Bassett, I just don't think he would want to go to the A's at this point at 37 years old. Littell, on the other hand, he's 30. He's getting into his prime as a pitcher. So I like Littell trying to prove himself on the A's.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, I think the A's are going to sign one of those guys like Bassett, Eflin, Littell, one of those three.
Yeah.
They all kind of have A's types vibes. And I also think the Orioles will sign one of those three. And I actually have Littell going to the Orioles, mainly because we've seen the reluctancy of the Orioles to kind of go all in on pitching. And Littell is kind of a lower risk, high reward pitcher where you could sign him to, a longer term deal with maybe a lower per year amount. It'll be interesting. I think it kind of depends on how the market goes for Littell and kind of these, middle tier starters. But I think Littell could be one of the guys, because he's younger, to get, a 3-year, $45-50 million deal from a team like the Orioles. But I also wouldn't be surprised if, he got a 1-year deal. That's the thing with pitchers nowadays. It's these mid-tier pitchers. It's kind of like a 1 to 3 year deal. And, we always are surprised by some and surprised by others.
I have him at a 2-year deal. $11 million per year, $22 million overall.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get up to $50 million. That's quite the investment in someone who's been a starter for 1 year. So, I just don't think teams are ready to give Littell that money.
The Rays got rid of him, so that's always a red flag.
Yeah, well, the Rays get rid of everybody. Yeah. So. Oh. I don't know if that's anything. Number 39. Let's get into our relief pitching era.
Big stretch of relievers here.
Yeah. Number 39, we have Luke Weaver.
I have him going to the Reds to fill Emilio Pagan's spot. I mean, I don't know. This is a hard one because Luke Weaver, he's just had a weird career. Started as a starter, was terrible. Had the one good year with the Yankees. So, I mean, who's going to take a risk on Luke Weaver? I don't know. The Reds? This was a hard one. I did. Who do you have?
I have the Red Sox.
Yeah,
I have the Red Sox. 2 years... $9 million per year, 18 total. He has shown enough where I think a team's going to sign him for that much. And the Red Sox, I don't know. It's just a gut feeling that he is disgruntled by the Yankees and he ends up signing with their rival in the Red Sox. And he's just a setup man next year for Chapman. And they can both be angry at the Red Sox or at the Yankees together.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah, just form the end of their bullpen of screw the Yankees.
I like it.
Yeah.
Screw the Yankees.
Screw the Yankees.
Number 38.
Yeah, Luke Weaver was fast.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Luke Weaver.
Not much. 38. Ryan Helsley. Rough season last year. Looked like one of the top closers in the league. Looked like he was going to get a huge payday. He's now a free agent looking to get a prove-it deal with someone. Who do you have him going to?
Well, I know 2 teams he's not going to. That's the Mets and that's the Cardinals. But no, I have him going to the Astros.
Oh.
And I feel kind of confident about this. Like, I just like that fit. He kind of gives me like Ryan Presley vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Astros they do need some bullpen arms, and I think the Astros are willing to maybe pay a little bit more than people might think Helsley's going to get after this. Helsley's a tough one, man. I mean, he could get a really good deal because he's been one of the best relievers over the past 3-4 years. He just had a horrific year this year. A lot of people thought he was tipping pitches. I mean, who knows? This could be all over the place. His value could be completely depleted. He could get a really solid multi-year deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I just had to look up to see if he was on the Astros at one point because I was like, man, that feels too familiar.
Right.
But yeah, just Cardinals and the Mets. But yeah, you're right. He kind of fits the Astros perfectly.
Yeah.
It's kind of eerie. I kind of hate my pick now. I picked the Giants on a 1-year prove-it deal. The Giants are kind of desperate for their closing role pitcher. You mentioned it earlier. They depleted their bullpen at the trade deadline. So I thought it was kind of a perfect fit for Helsley and for the Giants. The Giants are willing to give him that closer role. Helsley is looking for a prove-it deal. I had him going for 1 year, $10 million to the Giants.
Yeah.
So
I like that, but they're both kind of similar teams in their market where they're willing to pay a bit for someone and take that risk. And if he is shit like he was last year, so be it, you know.
Yeah, who cares?
But I think we're on the same page there, kind of, you know, Astros, Giants, Rangers type market.
Yeah, I mean,
Blue Jays even? Like that type of market.
ooh, Blue Jays,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of different from the Astros and the Giants. Astros have kind of fallen into that Giants realm where you look at the Astros now and you're just kind of like, yeah, I mean, they could put together a season and make the playoffs at this point, but I don't think a lot of people have a lot of faith in the Astros moving forward.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway, number 37. Continuing on the trend of relief pitchers, we have Emilio Pagan. Who do you have him signing with?
I got him going to the Rangers, kind of just what we were talking about.
Yeah.
The Rangers need some bullpen arms, and
Yeah.
he just seems like, you know, a nice fit in there.
Did you say Sharon Armstrong was going to the Guardians? Is that who you had Armstrong going to?
I had him
No,
going
he had
to
to
the
go to the
Giants.
Giants. Who do you have going to the Guardians? Eflin.
Eflin.
All right. Well, I had Emilio Pagan going to the Guardians. Yikes. Bad news for the Guardians. Your worst nightmare came true. Ortiz and Clase, they're gone. We're not going to hear much from them. So I went with Pagan as filling that into a bullpen position for the Guardians and throwing Pagan in there. I don't know. He just seemed like a Guardian. Yeah. He looks like he would wear the Guardian uniform proudly.
Yeah, I can picture it.
Yeah.
Congrats to Cade Smith, gonna probably lead the league in saves this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just think Pagan's... Do you think he's going to become the closer if he signs with the Rangers? I just don't know if he's going to be a closer anymore in this league.
Yeah,
like,
no, I don't.
Seemed like he kind of just
He's like, what, 37, 38?
Yeah, it seemed like he kind of stumbled his way into the closing position in Cincinnati, and so...
But perfect for the Rangers, right? They never have a lot closer. They just fuck around with like 4 different setup guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I just realized, I mean, that would keep him in Ohio if he does go with Cleveland. So that was my thought. That's why he makes sense.
And family matters. Keep your family in the same place.
It's not really much to talk about Emilio Pagan.
Yeah.
So...
Too much time on Emilio Pagan.
Let's move on to number 36, a guy that you like a lot.
Yeah, I like Fairbanks. I put him with the Mets just because I wouldn't mind seeing him with the Mets. He's never like thrown a ton of innings, even as a reliever in his career. Maybe that's just because he's been with the Rays, but you know, when he does throw, he's been a really solid player. So I like Fairbanks. He's proven himself. And anytime you have a Rays reliever and they go somewhere else, I have confidence in them until I don't. So the Rays just know how to develop pitchers, and so I got him going to the Mets. We need some bullpen, and just kind of strikes me as a Mets signing.
What a line!
You got him going to the Mets?
No, you just said he's good until he isn't with Rays pitchers.
Oh yeah,
it's just What a line.
What a line.
I had Fairbanks going to the Cubs.
Yeah. A contending team, right?
Yeah.
He's got to.
Kind of that similar position.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have much to say after what you said. I just have him going to the Cubs. Bolster that bullpen up.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it before. Pagan, I had 2 year, $24 million. Fairbanks, I got 2 years, $18 million. What you kind of mentioned before, he just hasn't thrown a lot of innings. I think there's more confidence in what you're going to get with Pagan compared to what you're going to get with Fairbanks. I think we're both on the Fairbanks fan
train?
Fan train?
Something like that? Is that what it's called? I'm kind of swapped with you.
Bandwagon, I guess.
Bandwagon?
Yeah, Fairbanks bandwagon. We're on the Fairbanks bandwagon. I think Fairbanks is going to be a better pitcher, but he just hasn't really proven a lot throughout his career. So I have him a little bit lower on the salary side of things, but
I think I'd have it swapped. Like, I think Fairbanks is going to get like 2 years, $24 million, and I think Pagan's just going to get tossed like a 1 year.
Really?
10. Move on. Number 35. Neither of us really have too much confidence in Merrill Kelly. A lot of people forget how old he is. Kind of like we talked about earlier. 7 or 8?
37 years old.
He was a late bloomer. He bloomed in Korea and then came over to the U.S. So I just don't think he's gonna get a lot of offers for multi-year deals. Initially, I was thinking a 1 year deal, but thinking about the past few years he's put up, I do think he might get a 2 year deal with a team like the Giants.
And you said the Giants name a lot in these bottom 20 free agents.
I'm not going to say him at all in the top 30. I'm not going to say him at all.
Oh. Not a lot of faith in the Giants, man.
Yeah,
Yikes.
I don't know. Just so many Giants. I have more Giants to come.
That's
have
crazy.
More Giants to come.
That's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of these mid-tier guys just strike me as Giants players,
Just strike you as a 500 ball club, and that's the San Francisco Giants.
Exactly. Striving for
yikes.
success. I think they'll throw him like a 2 year, $32 million deal.
Yeah, I have the same contract, 2 year, $30 million, 15 per, but I have him going back to the D-backs. I think they're going to want him back. Like we mentioned earlier, Merrill Kelly, he's just kind of that, slot you into the middle of the rotation type of player, and he performs well there. So I have him signing back with the Diamondbacks.
Okay.
So
I just kind of forgot the Diamondbacks existed after this year. I was so high on them last year, and after they just sold everybody, I just don't have them on my mind this year for free agency.
They sold everybody, but then had a good second half.
Almost made the
playoffs.
And they still have a strong core. So.
And they're young, too. So I don't know, I like that mix of a veteran presence of someone who's already familiar with the clubhouse. Yeah.
I don't know. I just think their rotation is just non-existent. I feel like, I guess it all kind of depends if Gallen takes the qualifying offer, but I don't think he will.
I don't think he will
and
either.
So I think they're going to be like, all right, let's call it a lost season, rebuild, and not really sign.
I just don't see that happening with the Diamondbacks.
No. Yeah, their front office is aggressive.
Yeah,
they probably won't. But all right, moving along here as we wrap things up for our last few. Number 34, Raisel Iglesias. Where's he going?
I have kind of a similar situation. I have him returning to his team. I have him signing back with the Braves. I don't think the Braves are ready to call it quits yet. And Iglesias is a type of guy who's a little bit older, but had a just horrific start to his season last year. He had a great second half, though. I think the Braves just chalk up last year as like, hey, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
That was just not who we are as a team, but we still have confidence in this guys. We're going to prove it, and we're going to bring back one of the guys that we have a lot of faith in. We stuck with him throughout the whole year, even when he was really bad. I think Iglesias goes back to the Braves. I have him at 2 years, around $25 million.
Okay. I have him going to a division rival. I have him going to the Phillies. I think he's going to take a step back and become the setup man to John Duran and bolster that Phillies bullpen, which needs help. Okay. I mean, it has been holding them back from winning a World Series. And if they can stack that bullpen up, I think those freaking alphas are going to want to go there. And, if they're not going to do it, with the bats, they're going to have to do it in the pen because that's what's been holding them back. So what's so funny?
You love referring to the Phillies.
The Phillies, they're just fucking
bunch of alpha.
I hate them though. They're just fucking alphas.
You just love to
bunch of dogs barking in the doghouse.
You love to refer to them as that. It's just funny. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Do you really think he leaves the Braves to go to the Phillies to be a setup man if the Braves are willing to have him back? That's my only thing. Like, why would he not?
I don't think the Braves are gonna.
You don't think they want him back?
I don't.
Okay. I don't know who they're going to have as a closer, but okay. I just don't understand. Why would you go out and get any of these closers if you can bring back a... Regardless, whatever. Okay.
Maybe Edwin Diaz goes there. Maybe the Mets are left with nobody. Maybe Pete Fairbanks is the Mets closer. Edwin Diaz goes to the Braves.
I mean, it could all happen. Yeah. I guess
all right.
You're right.
Moving on.
Yeah. Number 33. We have Tyler Mahle. Just a player that should be higher on this list with how he performed last year. But when you get down into the nitty-gritty, there's a lot of things that are concerning about Tyler Mahle. There's his decrease in velocity. There's his decrease in strikeout percentage. His performance last year, a lot look at as it should have never happened. He kind of got lucky in his 16 starts that he made throughout the year. So we have him a little bit lower at 33 on our list. I don't know. Where do you see him going?
He kind of strikes me as a Nationals guy. I think the Nationals need to get someone like a Merrill Kelly or a Tyler Mahle just to show they're trying to build towards the future. I think they sign him to a 2-year deal, and he's just a nice average pitcher for the Nationals. They could get some trade value out of him if he has a really good year. But he just kind of struck me as a national signing, not someone that everybody's going to be going after.
Yeah.
And they could probably afford and, show the fan base, hey, we're trying to put a little something together. And
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about Cody Ponce earlier. I was mentioning Nationals might be linked to him. Mm-hmm. That seems like the type of guy that they would go after. Maybe Mahle goes there. I think Mahle's looking for a prove-it deal, right? Like, he just had a great year for the starts that he made. If he can follow it up with just a 1-year deal where he pitches fantastic again, he might get that big bag that he's looking for. Yeah. So I have him going on a 1-year deal. I have him going to the Rangers. Or just signing back with them.
Yeah, there's a lot of sign backs for you.
Yeah, I don't know why I said it like that. I I think he signs back with the Rangers to prove it before he goes out and gets a good contract in the open market. I think he just ends up going back with the Rangers. He had success in that ballpark. Maybe he does it again. So
let's see.
Yeah, that was a weirdly worded.
He's going to the Rangers, guys.
And the bold prediction coming from Cameron, he's going to the Rangers where he was already playing. All right, number 32, we have Jorge Polanco.
Giants. Giants, 1-year deal. Everybody who's mediocre is going to the Giants on a 1-year deal.
You're just going to be filled with 1-year deals.
Just 1-year deals. That's it. Yeah.
Complete opposite.
That's all I have.
I have the complete opposite. I think he's... this kind of contradicts what I said earlier about Ozuna. I just realized this. I have him going back to the Mariners. But I think they sign him for a longer term. I have him down as 3 years, $35 million, $15 million per year to end up back with the Mariners. I looked at this as like, hey, Mariners might be trying to run it back. They had such success and they were so close that they might just be looking at these players like Jorge Polanco and just say, hey, we need him back. And then just add that little extra spice onto their lineup to get them to the World Series. I mean, they were, 2 outs away? So I have Polanco going back to the Mariners just on a longer-term deal. That kind of screws my Ozuna prediction as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not too... I just don't really know what to think about Polanco. When he first came into the league, I liked him. And just the more I've seen of him and his inconsistency, it just kind of confuses me. But he's kind of one of those guys where I wouldn't be surprised if he got a 1-year deal, and I wouldn't be surprised if he got a multi-year deal. I
think someone will sign him to a multi-year deal.
Because he had a solid year.
Yeah, and he's not in a situation where he's kind of like, there's nothing really to prove about Polanco. We kind of already know who he is. So that's why I kind of lean more towards the longer year.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's much more.
Just a bit of
a show.
It's a bit of a liability in the field, which I think hurts his value.
Yeah, that's the only thing he could potentially show is that he could play defense.
Yeah.
But then he would have to go somewhere where he would be able to play defense.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's a tough one.
Wrapping it up at number 31. Another
Your main man.
Another close to my heart.
Man over
my
here.
absolute love. Tyler Rogers. Just one of the most underrated players in the MLB. He's incredible to have in your bullpen. The guy eats innings. And he does it with an ERA below 2.
He gobbles innings.
Yeah, if he was throwing 102 out there, everybody would be screaming for him to be a closer and that he was one of the best pitchers in the league. But because he's a submarine pitcher, because he throws 83...
in the 7th inning.
Yeah, in the 7th inning, he gets absolute disgrace. He should be, I think, higher.
Do you think he gets paid?
I do. I have him signing a 3-year, $27 million deal.
I like it.
I think he's signing for at least $9 million. I wouldn't be shocked if he signs for 10. I think teams are just now coming around to the fact that he's a good player. It took 6 years of him showing, hey, I pitch the most out of the bullpen. I have an incredibly low ERA. For teams to finally come around to it, but I think teams finally came around to it. We saw what the Mets traded for him, which was higher than a lot of people expected. I just think he's valued a lot higher now.
Yeah.
So I have him, unfortunately, my love, he's gonna go to the Dodgers.
Oh, he's gonna sell his soul.
I mean, he doesn't have connections to the Giants. The Giants just traded him. He has no connections whatsoever. Why not go join a team where their biggest need is their bullpen and someone to come in and eat innings?
Yeah.
It seems like the perfect fit for Rogers is to end up on the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that fit actually a lot Because, yeah, that's what the Dodgers are looking for.
Yeah.
The Nick Martinez type, either a starter who can become a reliever and eat innings or a reliever who already eats innings. So
it seems like I completely changed your mind on both my Dodger picks with Nick Martinez and Tyler Rogers. Sneaky, but that would make their bullpen so good.
It would.
So good.
I like my destination for Rogers. I have him going to the Red Sox.
Oh. Okay.
I think he could be a really solid middle innings guy for the Sox, especially with Chapman still there. Yeah. And, the bottom half of the Sox rotation just kind of so up in the air.
Yeah.
Of course, Crochet, anchors that rotation, but that was some of the difficulty for the Red Sox last year was bridging their 3, 4, 5 starters to the bullpen, and that's where they lost a lot of their games. So a guy like Rogers in the middle of their pen would be a nice bridge.
Yeah, I had Luke Weaver kind of in that spot. So yeah. I don't.
You had him going to the Red Sox.
I did.
Yeah. So I think someone like that who can throw multi-innings.
Yeah, we're on the same page there. We just had different guys.
Yeah.
Kind of slotting into that.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up the first 20 free agents on our list. We're planning on bringing this back each week leading up to December, leading up to the winter meetings. So come back, see us again. Next week, we'll hit you with our next 10, and we're going to do 10 from then on out until we get to the top free agent this year. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe and like. Thank you so much.
See you next week.